Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with Monie.
Hey cousins, welcome back to the crib. Audio Monie here. We are officially in day 10 of 30 days of Monie. Please do me a favor and smash that like button on your way in. And if you are here for the first time, consider hitting that subscribe button to become a part of the family. Over here, we get into the mess, the music, entertainment, and the meaning behind it all. So let's talk Joey Badass. So as you know, Joey released his new album, Lonely at the Top, at the end of August. And unfortunately for Joey, the project did not land at the top. The album failed to debut on the Billboard 200 and reportedly sold under 9K units the first week. That's a tough look for someone who's long been regarded as a respected MC from that early 2010s era, and not too long ago was in the middle of a highly publicized battle in hip-hop with Ray Vaughn and Daylyt, while also trying to get the attention of Kendrick Lamar. And at the same time, Joey was trying to establish himself or re-establish himself as one of New York's leaders. In his own words, the ruler was back, but based on the numbers, that crown might have slipped right off of his head. So let's talk. This right here to me is a case study in how to completely fumble momentum when you have it. Joey had been missing in action for years, focusing on his acting career, of course, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you step away from rap that long, you have to literally reintroduce yourself. And instead, Joey popped out, called out a legend, an entire coast, and waited months to even respond to the call-outs, and then sat on his hands for 3 months before dropping an album. That's not just a missed opportunity. That's one of the worst examples of wasted momentum I've seen in a very long time. Me and you sat down about a week ago to review the project, and I told you then I didn't care for most of it. I mean, outside of maybe 3 or 4 tracks, like Super Flea, I believe Swank White, Ready to Love, BK's Finest was decent, and even Dark Aura. I just wasn't impressed with the rest. But even with my personal critiques, I still would have expected Joey's numbers to look a whole lot better given the hype around his name earlier this year. But that's where the marketing and the messaging comes in. Marketing, or the lack of it. There was no consistent push for the album, no narrative to pull in casual listeners, and Joey himself didn't even stand on the things he said in battle. That infamous West Coast dick licking bar, I know it was a repeat of Jay-Z saying something towards the West Coast, but instead of owning the bar, Joey got in interviews and tried to downplay it. And I think that was the wrong thing to do. Like, you can't poke the bear, get the audience riled up, and then act like you never meant it. If you're gonna go there, you gotta commit to it. You gotta stand on it. Sometimes in hip-hop, not even just hip-hop in general, sometimes you have to play the game to get where you need to go. And Joey decided he didn't want to play the game. He wanted to put the shit behind him instead of just leaning into it. Like he said, he's the East Coast boogeyman. You gotta lean into being that boogeyman. And the results, because you did it, shows that people not believe in you. And let's call out another ugly truth. New York completely refusing to get behind Joey Badass is also a massive fumble. Joey has the skills, the tools, and the image to represent New York on a global scale. Yet, when he needed the city to be behind him the most, there was nothing. It was just crickets. Like, that silence speaks volumes. You can't be lonely at the top if your own backyard isn't really lifting you up. I saw he was on The Breakfast Club, and I think today an interview was supposed to drop with Ebro on Apple Music, but New York radio should be pushing Joey. You know what I mean? Joey's best interview so far was with Angela Yee on All the Way Up, and it only has less than 5K views, and it came out 6 days ago. There's something wrong there. And I know some of y'all are gonna say, but Monie, why are we playing the numbers game? Sales don't determine the quality of music. And y'all are right to a point. But Joey did not call this album The Hidden Gem or The Underground Treasure. He called it Lonely at the Top. If you're planting your flag in the ground and claiming the throne, you can't afford to underperform this badly. Now say he only pulled in what, 50K? Cool. 60K? Cool. Less than 9K, y'all? That is insane. And I see people bringing up Doechii, her mixtape Alligator Bites Never Heal, and her first week numbers. Yes, Doechii had low first week sales, 11K versus Joey's under 9K to be exact. However, she's still kind of new to a lot of people and she's still carving out her lane. Joey, on the other hand, is a decade plus into his career, supposedly one of New York's pillars. And are we forgetting? There's literally an interview of him and Touré in 2023 saying if he stopped making music right there in 2023, he would be on the same level or would be remembered the same way as Nas and Jay-Z. Like, he said that. He doesn't get the excuses anymore. This isn't shade. It's just a little bit of concern because Joey is talented. Joey should be bigger than this. And instead, y'all are now comparing him to Doechii. Like, that doesn't sound crazy? From Nas and Jay-Z to Doechii. That's who y'all are comparing him to. The problem is there is a disconnect. Joey pretending he's bigger than what he actually is today, and that doesn't work in today's climate. So my thing is, where does Joey go from here? First off, I believe he should not abandon this project, even if the first week numbers are bad. That doesn't mean the music has to die. I know he has a tour lined up, so lean into that. Lean into the tour that he's going on with Absol and Rhapsody. Push the records that work. I'm talking Super Flea, Swank White, Ready to Love, BK's Finest, and Dark Aura. Push those. There is still some heat on this mixtape or this album, whatever he wants to call it. But Joey needs to regroup, set out a real plan, and execute it. He cannot afford to disappear again if he really wants to rebuild his stance in hip-hop. I mean, it's not over. It's not over. It just means the grind has to get nastier. He needs to put them boots or his Timberlands on the ground and get out in the mud pushing the project. He got to get it out the mud at this point. He's done a few interviews, like I said earlier, but for some reason, there's no connection. Him and his team have to seriously figure that out ASAP for this project, or at least for the next project's sake. Seriously. So cousins, let me know your thoughts on today's topic. How are we feeling? Before heading out, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check the description for the link to join my Discord. Thank you for watching this video all the way through. Y'all be safe, and I will catch y'all in my next one. Later.
Hey cousin, who you chilling with?
I'm chilling with Monie.